hear that, I feel that, and all of that is an illusion. Hey dancers, it's Kirsten. Welcome back to the Confident Dancer YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk about the warm, fuzzy feeling of not feeling good enough. How many of us have been there? Me. It's such a human experience. It's very common. I'm sure if you clicked on this video, you might be feeling it right now. So I want to share with you guys some tips that are actually more from personal experience and just some things that, like, when I've really felt in a rut with this, it's really helped me. And these are concepts I've also shared with a lot of dancers I've coached individually as well. And they tend to be very encouraging. So I really hope this encourages you. I'd love to know what you think as you watch this video. So comment down below your thoughts. I'd love to know if any of these in particular really encourage you. So let's get into it. First, I just want to acknowledge that since dance culture, ballet culture especially, is so image conscious, it's a visual art, and it's also very achievement oriented. It's very performative, and we have these results that we want to get, like winning competitions, getting the part, getting the contract, and it can feel so competitive. It does feel like we're constantly surrounded by these objective measures of what it looks like to do well enough and be enough, and what it looks like to not be enough or be doing well enough. I know it's so easy to get caught up in that. I hear that, I feel that, and all of that is an illusion. This idea of enough. First, it's full of so many assumptions, you guys. I think a big part of the coaching process and just modality is at its core eliciting or drawing out the awareness of what our assumptions are and challenging them. And there are so many assumptions that affect us with this idea of being enough. So first, this idea of there are objective measures of what that looks like. So I just want to remind everyone that these measures of success, of good enough, are so arbitrary, and they assume so much about, like, success looks like being in a company. Success looks like having this and this by this age. That is just laden with assumptions that are just most of the time completely arbitrary constructions of culture, okay? And so sometimes it's like, yeah, it's nice to feel like you have your life all together. It's nice to feel like you are achieving your goals, and like if everyone in your class got their splits by 13, then you're not doing well enough if you're 14 and you're like this far off the ground. I mean, that was a personal example. I was like, oh, I'll never be a professional. It's all good. It was really okay. But anyway, even though these measures of being good enough or doing well enough can have some benefit if you reach them, like, sure, it's nice to have a company contract by a certain age because there does tend to be this certain entry point age where if you're older than that, it can be kind of harder. Sure, but let's just remember that those can be nice to haves instead of have tos. And then also, let's just remember that every single person, A, has inherent worth. B, I love sharing this belief, this foundational belief that I've implemented into my life, and I think it's so helpful. I really do believe that every single person has what they need in order to live the meaningful life that's meant for them. I genuinely believe it. Every single human life is going to look different because we're all different. And if we just force ourselves into these molds that are constructed by culture, where we just pick up on, like, oh, their life looks like this and they seem happy, oh, I should be that. Hold on. Whoa. Don't disrespect your own journey and your own unique gifts that you can express and your own unique senses of calling or whatever that is for your life. You are unique. And I know that's said a lot, and it's like, yeah, no, but you are. And so, but do you believe that you have what you need, and you will have what you need every step of the way to take that next best step? Yeah, you don't maybe have it all together to be like the image of what you want to be at 40 and you're 20. Of course you don't have that yet. You're 20. But if we just take a step back and say, I believe I have what I need to take that next best step. I believe that success is individual, that good enough, like that's even such a low bar. Enough. Okay, that's like coming from the scarcity mindset. Instead, what if we looked at it as, instead of trying to be good enough, we look at ourselves as already, we take inventory of all the things we already are, that we already have. I love that word, already. It just triggers the abundance mindset, and it triggers gratitude instead of enough. That's such a word of scarcity. Of course you're enough. Of course you are. But when we're so fixated on, I don't feel like I'm enough, I want to be enough, I want to feel enough, whatever. Friends, that's such a low bar. You already are. And it makes you, when you're fixating on that, it makes us blind to what we already have and our reasons that we already have for hope in a future that will be even better, all these things. So yeah, this is clearly just kind of an inspired rant on the topic, so I hope you're here for it. The next thing I want to share is this idea of proof. We can be so narrow-sighted, like looking at these specific markers and events or achievements in our lives and thinking, okay, those are the things that define us, or looking at the specific moment you're at in life right now and you feel like, oh, I should be here right now, I'm not doing well enough, I'm not enough. But when we actually pause and ask ourselves, like, what meaning am I creating out of this one little moment? What proof, what am I saying that this is proving about me? Are you using it as proof that you're not up to snuff, that you're not there yet and you should be? Are you using it as proof that you're not going anywhere in life? Friend, that's not proof of anything. This is one snapshot in your life. This is where you're at right now. So when we let go of this idea of proof, like it's proof that my future is going to look like this, or this is just how I am and I don't like it. No, it's not proof of that. Instead, let go of this idea of proof and look at it as a moment of opportunity where you actually take all the things that you don't like about your performance or your life right now and you say, okay, well, how do I want to change it? What am I going to do about it? Use it as feedback, like feedback for what can I learn from that? What can I change? And then use this moment as a moment of opportunity. That's what every moment is. And when we have that opportunistic mindset of what is the opportunity in this and how can I use it to grow, then you will keep growing. Of course you will. You'll reach heights that you never thought you could. But when we constantly get stuck in this mindset of proof, like, see, this is proof that I'm not good enough, proof that these sorts of things never work out for me, we stay stuck in the past. We stay stuck where we are because our perception of ourselves, it's so powerful. But when we leave our perception open, and we say everything is opportunity, we can always grow, and we use the things that we don't like as opportunities for growth and taking feedback so we can learn, then next time you face a challenge or you don't like your results right now, you don't like where you're at, then you'll look at it differently. Instead of it being proof that you're not doing well enough, it can be like, okay, no, this is my opportunity for growth right now. This is happening so that I can learn and grow in ways that I wouldn't if I didn't feel challenged and uncomfortable right now. Hey dancers, I hope you're really enjoying this video so far. I just want to briefly talk to you about the fact that the doors are closing soon to the Confident Dancer Collective, a 6-week group coaching program that I will be starting this January, and I'm so excited about it. If you haven't heard about it yet, this is for you. If you're tired of struggling with self-doubt and insecurities and fears that are holding you back from dancing your best and feeling your best consistently, I don't want that for you. And if you want to start building authentic confidence that helps you to truly perform your best and feel good about yourself when you're dancing and enjoy yourself, definitely want that for you. And if you want it for you too, this program is for you. It's great for those of you who love to learn in a group setting and get encouragement from being a part of a community of like-minded dancers who are also growing in this process at the same time. In this program, we'll be going through my signature 6-step process for building confidence and going through the implementation process of what does that look like? How do you actually apply it to your life? What principles and mindset shifts do you actually need to implement in order to really develop confidence that's true to you and that's sustainable? That's what we're going to be going through this program. So if you're excited to enroll, get in on it now. Spots are limited to 20 dancers and enrollment closes December 23rd. So click the link in the description to learn more, enroll now, and I can't wait to see you in there. All right, let's get on with the rest of the video. The next thing that I've really been ruminating on a lot lately and trying to relearn and integrate myself is that it can be really easy when you value excellence and you really value like achievement and making the most out of your life. Sometimes that's awesome. And it also comes with the negative side effect of being really judgmental sometimes towards yourself when you're not where you want to be. I struggle with this. I have been struggling with this recently, to be honest. And I've just been noticing my own judgment towards myself and noticing how it actually keeps me stuck in cycles of certain emotions or in certain patterns of actions that literally keep me stuck in my results and keep me dissatisfied. Judgment can be such a block to the growth and the change that we want to see. So instead, when we release that and we release judgment from, I shouldn't feel this way, I shouldn't be like this, I shouldn't be here in my life right now, I should be there. When we release that and say, this is where I am right now, this is what I'm feeling right now, what is this telling me? What can I learn from it? How can I look and approach this challenge from a place of compassion and seeking to understand, just like you would with a really good friend? If you're really trying to love someone, you would listen. You would seek to understand their struggle. You would seek to have compassion instead of judgment, and then help them, support them lovingly in the path forward. Are you willing to be that for yourself? I know sometimes it's difficult, but you deserve it just as much as them. The next thing is define good enough thoughtfully. We can be constantly throwing around this phrase of like, good enough. I just want to feel good enough. I want to be good enough. What does that even mean? It's so vague. Like, if good enough were a finish line, it would be like the haziest spray painted finish line off in some forest somewhere where the runners can't even find it. That's a lot of times what this standard is. And we don't even know how vague it is, but it's so vague that we can't even cross the finish line because we can't even find it. So you're always on this hamster wheel of, I don't feel good enough. I don't know why. Okay, so like stop for a second and ask, what does good enough even mean? Because until you define your terms, you can't even reach it. Like, if you can't find a finish line, you can't cross it. Also, by defining good enough, once you actually make it clear to yourself, like, what am I comparing myself to? What am I trying to be? Once it actually becomes clear, only then can you question it and say, well, is that worthy of giving my life attention to? Is that really the most meaningful goal to aspire towards or state of being? Or can I actually question that and say, no, I'm not willing to waste any more of my life trying to strive towards that goal. I'm going to pick a more meaningful one that's actually attainable for me. So define good enough thoughtfully. Okay, 2 more things. I want to go back to this point of already. An actual thing you can take from this video is actually go through and in your journal or on a piece of paper and write out all the things that you are telling yourself you are not. You're not this, you're not that, or you should be that, you should be this. Become aware of all those things that you're judging yourself for or comparing yourself to or against. And then after you do that, write an already list. Or sometimes it's just forget the first part and just write the already list. So saying, I'm already this. I already have this. I already am this. I'm already doing this. I already have what I need to grow in this way, or whatever it is. And that is going to actually shift your mind and your energy from lack to abundance. And it's so powerful. So make an already list. Lastly, my friends, hold on to hope. Just remember that this moment right now where you don't feel good enough is a moment where challenges might be coming up, like emotional or life circumstances. I believe that they come up for resolution. They come up to help you grow in ways that you wouldn't if everything was just peachy and you're super happy. So use it as an opportunity and acknowledge and say, you know, thank you, mind, that this self-criticism or whatever is coming up. You're coming up for resolution and I'm ready to resolve you. And hold on to hope, meaning that this moment in time right now where you're not feeling good enough, it's a moment in time. Just remember that it's so easy to get narrow-sighted in these times where we're disappointed or frustrated with our progress and where we're at. And it's easy to get narrow-sighted to the point where you stop holding on to hope of just how much is possible in your future. There is so much possibility up ahead of you. Remember that you can't even imagine the places you'll go. You can't even imagine the doors that you can open, and they're right down your street, metaphorically or sometimes literally, but you don't think they would ever open for you. Like, things happen for you, not always to you, okay? And you are capable of so much more than you might be giving yourself credit for right now. So much more good is coming your way than you can see, and it's all going to unfold with time. So holding on to hope is so important during these times where you're struggling with not feeling good enough. You're really going to look back on your growth in a couple of years or even months and be like, wow, I really have a lot of compassion for where I was at. I was doing so much more okay than I thought at the time, and I'm sad I judged myself so much. I'm sad that I was so critical. You can think of what it will feel like to look back a few weeks from now, months from now, years from now, and tell yourself, wow, you really don't need to worry. You're really doing okay. It's so much better over here. So much more is possible. You're getting there, and this is part of what will help you get there. So that is it, my friends. That was a little heart-to-heart, a little free-flowing mashup of some ideas that have really helped me through moments like this, and I would love to hear what you think. And if this encouraged you, please let me know. Send it to a friend as well if they could use some encouragement, or you could use it as a little opportunity to discuss these ideas with somebody who also wants to grow in this area. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Like it so that it gets out to more dancers. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. You like, you comment, and the algorithm is like, ah, other people who like dance, y'all should see this. So do your little community service and hit the like button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.